I admit I was very naive before coming here. I was unaware of my own addiction problems that I was suffering, and I think it's a common thing with a lot of people. It's probably something I've lived with my whole life, and previously my sport had been my addiction. I focused all my efforts. It gave me my fixes and my rushes. And when I found myself in a position where I no longer had sport, the disease was already there. Drugs wasn't the addiction. The drugs is a byproduct. I went looking for another high, I went looking for another rush, and as a result, I found that in a pill, and I started using socially, recreationally, and it became a problem. I didn't know why I was doing these things. I didn't know I had a disease. I didn't know I had these problems going on, and it wasn't until I've come here and learnt that addiction is a disease. There is a chemistry going on that there's a reason why we do these things, and until you understand it, you can't work towards controlling it. You'll never cure it, but you can live with it.
They'll take away with them a 3-circle recovery plan. 3 circles is another 12-step model which also works with process addictions and enables people to tailor their treatment in terms of their abstinence. So some people may have long-term medications that they need to stay on, and 3-circle plan will take that into account. It also secularizes the 12 steps and takes the religious terminology out of it. It's color-coded, very easy to follow, and one of the main things it focuses on is relapse prevention. So in that, a client will have a plan of the triggers they must avoid, the belief systems and negative thought processes they must avoid, the disturbing feelings that they must try not to engage in, and behaviors which would put them at risk.
The actual program itself here it gives you tools, and it's the tools I've picked up already. It's made me feel a lot better about myself. It's given me a direction. It's a program that's been proven to work, and so I now know, with having used some of these tools, that there are triggers. I'm going to face these triggers in the future. I can't live in a bubble. And I now know to look for these things. I now have a plan in place, and when these alarm bells go off, I've got actions in place. I know people I can call. I know there's directions, there's places I can go to for help. I'm going to need support, and it sets up a support network that allows me to continue on a safe journey, not just for today, but tomorrow, but for the future. And if I stick to the program, I know success will follow.